So the guitar can be a pretty intimidating instrument because of the sheer amount of notes that you can play on this instrument. If you take the number of strings, which is 6, multiply it by the number of frets, and that's the number of notes that you can play. And if you're learning the guitar, whether you're a beginner or intermediate or advanced player, sometimes it can be pretty overwhelming because you just don't know how to make sense of the guitar fretboard. Well, I'm going to propose to you a system that I use personally that has allowed me to unlock the guitar fretboard and memorize it and enabled me to create the music that I want to make, right? With all the flexibility that comes with being able to play throughout the entire fretboard. Now, let me demonstrate to you how this system works. So we've got the lowest note on the guitar. I'm just going to use the lowest note as an example. So this is the E, alright? But we can play E's in a multitude of ways on the guitar in different octaves. So this is E. We've also got an E here. We've got E here, E here, more here, 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 here. These are all E notes, alright? There's quite a few. Now, let's simplify it. Let's just take the lowest 3 strings and find the E's that we can play with. We can play on these lowest 3 strings. And let's listen to how many. Let's find out how many we have. So we've got one here. We've got a second one here. We've got another one here. This is the third one. And we've got one more here. So that's 4 different E's that we can play on the lowest 3 strings. Now, out of these 4, we can play scales, right? So the lowest one here, we can play as E major scale like this. Right? And for this one, the next one, right? Of course, you need to practice this, and I'll give you the materials that you can use to practice it later on, but let me stay with me so far. So the next one here, right? Let's say I'm going to start with my little finger, so I can play the scale here as well. And the last one over here. Alright, so I've got 4 different ways to play the E major scale, and that has enabled me to play this scale, the same scale, throughout the fretboard, but not 100%, because if you notice from here, this E to this E is quite a big jump, right? From here all the way to here. So if I'm playing here, the next way I can play is here. How about the notes in between there? Well, that's why I've created, there are even more positions. So instead of just starting on the little finger, I can also choose to start it on the middle finger, or I can start it on the index finger as well. And same for this one, right? Getting a little bit high up here. A little bit tricky to play there, but you can do it. Alright, so now that we've got all of these concepts, all these E's, and we can play scales starting with the root note on that E, in total, we're going to get 7 different scale positions. Now, if you want to learn all of these scale positions, you can go download this guide that I've prepared for you, because rather than me going through each scale position step by step, we could be here all day. I've packaged it all nicely into a document that you can go download for free. It's the Scale Melody Guide. I'll put it in the description below. You can download it for free at my website. Alright, so do check it out. And I want to show you how mastering these 7 scale positions can unlock the entire guitar fretboard, because they are all interconnected. So let's start with the first one here. Rather than just playing the scale, I wanted to do a little slide so that we can connect the scale positions like this. So I'm in the next position already. Same thing. I'm going to go a little slide here. There we go. We're in the next position here. Slide here. Suddenly we are just climbing up the neck. Next one. Slide. Suddenly we are all the way up here to the 12th fret. And here we're even higher than the 12th fret now. And now we are back here 1 octave above where we started. And I was just playing the E major scale, but in all these different positions. Now, what does this mean for us? If you're playing a melody, let's say I'm going to take this simple melody. It's called Michael Row the Boat Ashore. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. So if you want to play that on the guitar using the scales, it's like this. So if you're in the first position, here, the first scale position, we will play like this. Now, we can also play that here in a different position. Let's say we want to play it here. Or maybe up here. So now that we are down up here, we've got the flexibility to play in a higher octave, and I think it'll sound better. Let's try. Or even up here. Right? Or you can play in a higher octave up here. Like this. So now that we can able to play that melody throughout the entire guitar fretboard, then we can do so much with our fingerstyle arrangements. So let me give you an example of how I can play this song in fingerstyle, solo fingerstyle guitar, and use melodies that are created throughout the entire guitar fretboard, like this. So there's 3 different ways, right? You can play this in many different ways as well. So I hope this is exciting for you. I know there's a lot of work to put in to train yourself to be able to unlock the entire guitar fretboard, but I believe that's what that's part of the fun of learning guitar, because there's so much that you can learn. In fact, the learning never stops, and that's the joy of it. We're not looking to master this instrument, because you can never master an instrument, because then what fun would that be if you're like, okay, I've achieved it and that's it, right? We want to constantly improve our skills on the guitar, and that's part of the joy of it. That's why I love playing guitar and why I love music. So I hope that's been helpful for you. And if you want to study fingerstyle guitar with me in depth, including these concepts that I've just talked about today and how to create fingerstyle arrangements, then you can check out my Fingerstyle for the World guitar course. The links are in the description below. All right. Let me know if you have any questions that you'd like me to talk about, address, in the comments below. All right. So thank you very much for your support, and yeah, take good care. Bye bye. See you.